right.
Yeah, that I haven't been tracking.
Yeah, and maybe it's just me doing that.
I think it is. Let me look. What is it on the 21st?
Yeah, if it's more than about a dozen people, we might want to. Yeah, it's the morning of that same tour.
It's you and Mary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Um, so I'll just give her a call and work out the details of that. I mean, that's another thing where we should kind of have to stagger the locations, but it doesn't
Yeah.
really matter which one we start at because they all take about the same amount of time,
Yeah.
unless it's Steve doing the thing at the cheese shop because he always takes longer. I don't even know if he's still there. Oh,
Yeah.
but did you know Steve at the cheese shop?
I know, not really. I've heard his name though, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
he's kind of a big guy with a beard, and he was great. But
Yeah.
he would tell you the names of the children of the people who grow the cacao beans. It was he really he went all in. It took a long time. Um,
I'm looking at the we have a 9 o'clock, as long as we're Amy's as long as we have a second, we have a 9 o'clock tour on Thursday with those history teachers, you and me.
um, it looks like we do.
Yes, and I've got the phone number of the woman, and I will follow up with her.
Okay.
We've got a decent amount of time, and I think it's a busload of
Okay. Well,
teachers.
okay. Here's Amy.
Oh, okay. So I'll follow up with you before Thursday.
Yeah. Hi, Amy. Sorry that got so
That's okay.
complicated. I mean, Zoom intentionally makes that difficult so that you upgrade to the higher version of it. But
No worries.
yeah, I basically had to create a new meeting and send out invitations. So anyway, I think where we were was that we were going to do that thing with starting at Hill and then two other locations around Monument Square and just so do you want to decide now who's going to start first and then
Sure.
which other location you want to be at?
I'll do the monument, the Civil War monument.
Okay. Okay, if
I'll
you
do
don't grab
whichever
if
you
you don't
you
grab
you,
the
you
hill
get to
burial ground, I will because that's the easy one.
you get to choose.
All right. I will start on the hill, and then you can start at the war memorials.
Yep,
Okay.
sounds good.
All right, and then we'll just kind of normally when I do Sleepy Hollow, just because of the geography of it, I start at um the we start at the New Hill burial ground.
Yeah, us too.
You go past what's her name, Anne French, just because there's not much to see in between Hill Burial Ground and Melbourne Memorial. Then I go to Melbourne Memorial and then go to Authors Ridge
Well,
and then come down Ephraim Wales Bull, the horror plot, and Elizabeth Palmer Peabody, and that's usually where I finish up. But I don't have to do it in that order.
no, that makes sense. If you want something on the way on Old Hill, remember you've got the Hutchinson grave marker and you've got the Dugan. Those are kind of interesting. Even if you just see, even if you point up to them, it's the only evidence we have of people of color from the 19th century buried in that cemetery. So it's kind of
Yeah,
it
no,
gives you
I
something to
usually
talk
do
about on
mention
the
them.
way.
I consider that part of New Hill.
Yeah. And
And
also, we should
I usually
remember that with
mention
these being cemetery people, we definitely need to stop and point and talk about the funeral home. I
that's
think I'll find that interesting. It's been there so long. And I'm sure if we want, we can call John and he'd open the garage if they want to look at the hearse. He's always
Great,
told us anytime we want. Just tell us.
great.
absolutely do that.
All right. So
Totally,
I'll put it on my
100%.
responsibility to ask him ahead of time. As long as he's not busy, he's always open. Will open the door.
Okay, they won't bring it out though.
If we really organize it, we might, but I think it's probably easy for him to sit like,
They probably don't want to move it any more than they
yeah.
absolutely have
But I
to.
think if he knows all these cemetery people are here, I think that's kind of might be
Yeah. Yeah, if they can bring it outside, that'd be great, because if you
Awesome.
have 17 people look at it in the garage,
Yeah,
it's and then of course you can tell the story about Sophia and
right.
Una. That's great. Thank you for thinking of that. I usually mention Martha Hunt when we're at New Hill. The woman who took her own life by drowning on the Hawthorne's 3rd anniversary. She's sort of up, she's way up at the top of the hill. I don't take people up to see it, but that is where she's buried. And of course, these people being who they are, they might want to see Sheila Shea.
Which one's Sheila Shea? I don't know that one.
It's a little out of the way. This is sort of if at the Melvin Memorial you turn left,
Yeah.
and you go way in the back there, where there's a bunch of modern graves. There is a grave from 1986, and the inscription, I think it's 1986. The inscription on the gravestone is, "Who the hell is Sheila Shea?"
Oh yeah, right.
And the cemetery actually changed the rules after that, because they don't want people doing that anymore. But Sheila Shea was a woman who died in her 40s of cancer, but kept her sense of humor right up to the end, and that was what she wanted on her gravestone. And ordinarily I don't show people that, because it's a fair walk from anything else. So it's not really a good use of time for most groups, but this group might get a kick out of it.
Yeah.
And I would have to refresh my memory exactly where it is, because they don't put it on this. They intentionally don't put it on the Sleepy Hollow map, because at one point it was on the Sleepy Hollow map, and more people were going there than to Author's Ridge, so they took it off the map.
I've got to go in about 4 minutes.
Okay, so
anything else? Are we good for this day?
all right, yeah, I think so. I will I'll write up a quick summary and send this out to everybody, and also a link to the recordings.
Okay, so we'll meet them all at the visitor center and split them into 3 groups. One will take them to Old Hill, one will take them to Civil War, and one will take them to War Memorial.
Right.
And who's who. Okay, I get it. And you think we have 3 hours? Is that true?
I don't. The way we have scripted it out, I don't see it taking 3 hours.
Yeah.
But what time is this thing started?
Good luck. I got it right here.
It's starting at it's starting at 1 p.m.
1 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah. Depending on the weather, I don't know that these folks are going to want to spend 3 hours doing that. And these things will tend to take longer than we think they're going to take. So I think it's going to be over 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. I think a healthy 2 hours for sure.
But I don't think they'll complain.
Yeah.
If we finish them up at 3:30 instead of 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
They'll just hit the bar a little early.
Sounds good.
But yeah, so that's good. And the other thing that I imagine with these people is that we're going to want to invite them to tell stories of their own.
Yeah,
because they're going to want to share stories with each other, and I'm sure some of them will have great stories to tell.
Yeah.
Like we've got at least two graves that don't have bodies in them.
Mm-hmm.
We got William Emerson and May Alcott, who are buried other places. So there's a lot of stories we can tell.
Where's this group from?
I assume they're from all over the place.
I think it's like the National Association of Cemeteries, something.
I'm thinking they're all Americans, but I'm not even sure of that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's
I'll keep you updated if I find out with John and the hearse. And thank you for making the notes, Victor.
All right. So I will talk to you all soon. Thank you very much.
All right, Victor.
And Victor, I'll let you know about Thursday once I get talk to that lady. But it's Thursday morning, 9 o'clock.
Thank you very much. And anything else that you can send me about Indigenous people, to add to our script. I'll put that in
Well,
the.
Amy's got it all. So
All right.
Send her the script, Amy.
All right.
Okay, all right,
Talk to you later.
all
Bye-bye.
right, bye-bye.